What's up, everybody? It's your boy Nick Star here, back with another video, and today we are gonna be talking about anime called Domestic Girlfriend. And I decided to talk about this anime because some dude said it was his favorite anime, and I like Domestic Girlfriend. But when I told my brother, who also watches anime, that I watched Domestic Girlfriend, he crapped on me for it, and started talking crap about Domestic Girlfriend. And at that time, I defended it heavily. I, I, you know, I won't defend it as much now, but because my mindset's changed. I don't know why back then I thought this anime was all that in a bag of chips. What I said, I was real lame. I thought that the anime, it was awesome. It was best romance anime I'd seen. But this thing, my mindset's changed. Now, how I think about it is, it's so bad, it's good. So its score on my anime list is a 6.72, which, if you go off how my anime list scores work, that means it's almost good. Its synopsis is, in their teenage years, few things can hurt people more than the heartaches that come with unrequited love. Such is the case for Natsuo Fuji, who has found himself entranced by his school's ever-cheerful teacher, Hina. Deflated by this unreachable desire, Natsuo humors his friends and attends a mixer. There he meets Rui, a girl whose lack of excitement rivals that of himself. After bonding over their mutual awkwardness, Rui takes Natsuo to her house and asks him to have sex with her. Hoping that the experience will stop her friends from treating her like a clueless child, with his hopeless feelings towards Hina still on his mind, Natsuo hesitantly agrees. Equally unfulfilled by their first times, the two decide to part ways as strangers. However, before he even has a chance to process this experience, Natsuo's father drops a major bombshell. He is getting remarried, and his new wife, Tsukiko Tachibana, is coming over now to meet Natsuo. As if that was not enough of a shock, her daughters, and in turn Natsuo's new sisters, are Hina and Rui Tachibana. The woman he's in love with, and the girl with whom he shared his first night. Now Natsuo must come to terms with the feelings he has for his step-siblings as his eyes open to a darker side of love. So, yeah, that was it. So, what you got? Protagonist is Natsuo Fuji, a 17-year-old. The woman he's in love with, Hina Tachibana, is 23. I don't ever write the ages for characters, by the way. This is on my third anime video. But I've never wrote the ages for the characters, but I felt I needed to for this. So I can, And then we have Rui Tachibana. From when I googled this, it said she was 16 to 17 years old, so that's what I put. So she's about the same age as Natsuo. Alright, so now let's get into me talking about this anime. Dude, I watched it in dub. I don't know how it is in sub, but our protagonist is a trash human. He sucks. Dude, he is just worse. The only character that I can even like a tiny bit is Rui. Because, I kind of understand where she's coming from. She has sex. First time. I don't know if I'm allowed to say sex. I think I am on you. Why wouldn't I be allowed to say sex on YouTube? That'd be weird if they said, you said sex? Get off here. It's not like I say my videos are meant for kids. But, so yeah. Rui, shares her first time with our guy Natsuo. Natsuo is in love with her stepsister, who is 23. Okay? Now, there's major spoilers. Major spoilers. There's spoilers at the beginning of every video. I make sure I put that. There are spoilers, my guy. I'm about to go into the whole story, basically. I'm just spoiling stuff. So if you don't want to know, or if you do find out, and you still don't watch this anime, watch it. I want you to. Alright? So, like we said, and the synopsis said, Natsuo had sex with Rui. They then go on and blah blah blah. His father, his new stepsisters, blah blah blah. End of the first fucking episode. Hina, the 23-year-old, his new stepsister, is sleeping on the couch. Natsuo, in his trash human ways, sees her sleeping and attempts to kiss her while she's asleep. She cannot give consent. He's like, you know what? The last time. You know what? For the first time, take this clip of him doing it. Because he sucks. Just take the clip, my guy. Take the clip of him doing it. Here you go.
最後に一度だけこれで全部終わりにするから
Did you enjoy that clip? I laughed when I got this clip. I was dying. It was funny to me. And you know, and as this story goes on, it's a lot of stuff. Like, I think the first major story of the show, besides, you know, the stepsisters thing, is that Hina has like a boyfriend who like is married, and she knows he's married, and he keeps saying he's gonna end his marriage, but he doesn't. So, and it's Natsuo and Rui are trying to get Hina to break up with him. Rui, for the reason, like a good person, I don't want my sister to be hurt. Natsuo, for the reason of, well, if he's piping her, I can't. So, he technically can. He already tried to kiss her without consent. It's fucked up, but he can. But he was thinking like a good person, kinda, sorta, at the time, you know. So yeah, so that's happening. They eventually get in a breakup, and blah blah blah. Stuff goes on. Now another part of the story, I don't know. It was one episode is because now that they're step siblings, for some reason now Rui and Natsuo are still fooling around. I don't know. Hina catches them fooling around and is like, and just acts like nothing happens. And then, I don't know, I think Natsuo went to try to say like, oh no, it's not what it is. And then try to say he was in love with her. And then she was like testing him and was giving him the chance to do whatever he wanted to her. But he punked out, didn't do anything. And then she was like, see, you're not an adult, you're just a child. And I'm like, yeah, he is a fucking child, so stop. He's a child. He's 17. You're not a grown man. You are still legally a child. I don't know how it works in Japan, but out here in America, it ain't like that, homie. You need to stop. So yeah, show goes on. Rui and Natsuo, they're fooling around. I think we get to one plot point where Rui starts running away, and she runs away. Natsuo runs away with her. And yeah, that's something else that happens. I don't know. I can't remember anything else about it. I don't think there's anything romantic about it. Maybe Rui just didn't like Hina. I don't fucking remember why she ran. She ran away. It was minor. There was also another point in the story where they introduced another girl. She was unimportant. I swear that she had like 2 episodes. That was it. 2 episodes. I think her thing was people said she slept around, and you know, my guy Natsuo, he wasn't having none of it. Cause if you aren't a grown adult or his stepsister, he's not sexually interested in you. You don't appear as another human. You appear as a dog, and you are just, well, that was a weird way. Why did I say that? What the? You aren't, if you're a woman but you aren't a grown woman if you aren't Hina, Tachibana or Rui, you don't exist in this man's mind. He has no sexual interest in you. So yeah, moving on past that, we get to forget it. I'm just going over this whole anime. Natsuo and Hina, for some reason, Oh no, I remember. Hina. Hina wants them to just be siblings. So they go out on this siblings day out to be closer. And you can already tell where this is going. There's no way Natsuo is thinking of this as just siblings. He's trying to get some. Because he's in love with her. And so they get to one point, they're on a beach, and I swear he confesses to her again. And he confesses to Hina again. And Hina's like, blah, 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 blah. And then she walks into the water and says, "If you really love me, die with me." And if you and blah blah blah. And Natsuo says he would. And then they start. This is my longest video. And then they start dating. They start dating. And it was. I was just like, what the? No, she didn't. It was funny. It's. She started dating him, and I'm just like, you. Whole thing was he wasn't an adult, and he's not an adult. He's still a child. Stop. But you know, they start dating, blah blah blah. And the thing is, they hide this from everybody else because, of course, you are. She's a pedo. You can't do that. She's a pedo, so they hide it from everybody else. Um, but while she's hiding this from it, while they're hiding this, Natsuo, as the great human being he is still leading Rui on. It's like I've said throughout this video. They're still fooling around and doing stuff every now and again. He's leading her on. And one day, you know, he doesn't come home. And you know, Rui by this point, she's in love with this dude. Zero reason. He has no redeeming qualities. She's in love with him. Don't know why. And and Natsuo's in love with her. You know, maybe this, and she's in love with Natsuo. Yeah, I don't understand. I'm thinking about it. But Rui's in love with Natsuo, blah blah. Natsuo doesn't come home. Rui goes out in the rain looking for this man. Goes up to Hina's apartment, because by this time Hina's moved out. That was unimportant. Hina's moved out. Natsuo's there. And you know, oh, I think he had gotten injured by this point doing something. I don't know. So he was injured, and he hadn't come home. That's why she went out to look for him. So she finds him at Hina's place, and you know, gets her all upset. She runs out in the rain and sits there, and Natsuo runs out in the rain to find her with his injured self. And you know, I don't know. I remember they had like music playing. He was running in the rain, falling and stuff because he had injured. He had an injured foot. It was weird. I feel like it was meant to, you know. I don't know if it was meant to give sympathy to Natsuo because it didn't. Natsuo, he sucks. He's a horrible person. But yeah, and what do I even talk about now? Oh yeah, and then they reconcile. So blah 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 stuff goes on. He basically tells Rui he's in love with her sister, so like you ain't getting this no time soon. You ain't getting none of this. Alright? You ain't getting this no time soon, honey. Get to the back of the line. So yeah, we move on. So remember, Hina is his teacher. Alright, remember that. There's a school vacation. They go on school vacation. I just need to say this. The two decide, even though they've been trying to keep this a secret, to hook up during the school vacation. They're in a hotel room on the school vacation. Tell me why they hook up and kiss in the hotel room with the windows wide open. Why would you do that? Blah, blah, blah. They do all that. So it turns out a student took a selfie outside and caught them kissing. So now the school knows about it. So Hina has to leave the school if she... And so... And then, yeah, and Nacho gets all sad and stuff. But that all changes because, well, no, he's still sad. And he's all depressed and stuff. But he keeps calling her and going to her apartment and she's just not there. So when he returns home and Rui is there for some reason wearing a brown wig. And he thinks it's Hina. And so he embraces her and gives her a hug. And, you know, that's just, it was, and, you know, Rui liked that. And and then he found out and he was still sad. And then I swear the show ends with Rui like, now that she's not here, I can have him all to myself. Blah blah blah. And it sucks for you, Rui, that this has to be your life. And so yeah, they do that, and the show ends with Rui, getting on top of him, and they're about to have intercourse again. So that's how the show ends. The anime is, like I said, it's so bad it's good. And it's funny, and they're like, only character I cared about is Rui. Everyone else sucks. Rui rocks, but everyone else sucks. And you should watch this anime. I basically just told like all the major points, but I didn't care. Watch the anime. I said it was spoilers. Watch the anime. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm getting to the end of my 15 minutes and stuff. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time.